The opening session of the Tattersalls December mare sale saw a choice day one draft from Juddmonte Farms lighting up the sales ring, when 3 mares led into the ring in quick succession, all made over 400,000 guineas. The highest priced mare on the day was lot 1528, Aurora Gold, the Frankel half-sister to champion older mare Midday, who was sold for 550,000 guineas. The full sister to the Ribblesdale third son Maiden was sold in full to Juddmonte's exciting young sire Kingman and saw Bertrand Le Métier stretch to the session-topping price to see off John O'Mills and the eventual underbidder Stephen Hillen.
These families never come on the market, and there's 8 fillies to produce 4 just under the first dam to help and support Aurora Gold. In full to the great Kingman, it would suit her physically. Just incredible families, really, and Juddmonte, nobody's better than them to work for your pedigrees. Bought by some new French breeders, which are starting up on the flat with a few mares. We won't buy many, but 1 or 2 really nice one. And what best can we find than this sort of pages to start?
And did you value her at about that mark?
Precisely. Normally I'm far from it, and this time I was right.
Just a few lots earlier, it was another mare featuring Frankel on the page that hit the headlines when Argumentative, a Group 1 producing observatory mare offered in foal to Juddmonte's champion racehorse and now flagship stallion, made 425,000 guineas, selling to Michael Youngs on behalf of Jane Lyon's Summerwind farm.
Well, I think the first thing that drew the attention of the buyer, Jane Lyon's Summerwind farm, was that she was in foal to Frankel. And she loves Frankel. She has bred a Grade 1 winner, a Group 1 winner in Japan by him, so she had a particular interest to find something with Frankel, either as a really nice mare by him or a mare in foal to him. I think the intention is to take her back to America, although just for the moment she will probably go to Watership Down, and we'll discuss it again, but she's on a late cover. It's most likely she will go to Kentucky, and she'll be foaled at Summerwind Farm, who's had a very good year this year. They bred game winner, and so she would quite like to have all her horses at home, I'm sure.
The third of the Juddmonte mares to break the 400,000 guineas mark was lot 1527, Fine Time, an own sister to Father Time and Passage of Time from the esteemed family of Twice Over. The blue-blooded 3-year-old, who was sold in foal to Kingman, was knocked down to Matt Coleman of Stroud Coleman Bloodstock on behalf of Noel O'Callaghan's Mount Armstrong stud for 420,000 guineas. On paper, it's easy to see why this filly proved so popular, but what was it about her that really stood out to you?
Well, I mean, as you say, you look at the catalogue, you can see that it's one of Juddmonte's best families. Juddmonte's record of breeding and owning top-class racehorses around the world needs no introduction. And Noel O'Callaghan of Mount Armstrong stud, who I purchased her for, was very keen to get into the family. She's a full sister to 3 stakes winners, including Group 1 winner Passage of Time, who's produced Time Test, who stands up the road at the National Stud as a stallion. And apparently her foal this year is outstanding, and it goes back to a wonderful Juddmonte family. Noel's very keen to get some high-quality pedigrees onto his farm, so we were delighted to get her.
Matt Coleman, 420 buys. Thank you, sir.
In addition to the 3 session-topping Juddmonte mares, 400,000 guineas was the price paid for the Ballylynch stud consigned Monjeur mare Bristol Bay, who has already produced a black-type winner in Bay of Poets and was offered in foal to Lope de Vega. It was Timmy Hyde Sr. who outbid owner-breeder Stuart Stuckey and bloodstock agent Ghislaine Bozo to secure the Gestert Amelan-bred mare, who was eventually signed for by Blanford Bloodstock. As always, the Tattersalls December mare sale saw buyers from all corners of the globe, and it was the Chinese-based organisation Reefer Mustang Europe Limited who also made the headlines on day one when swooping for the Godolphin consigned the Minerva Rose, who cost 300,000 guineas. Sold in foal to Dubawi, the Group 2 winning mare will add to the European-based broodmare band, managed by their European CEO, Paul Hensey.
I thought she was a lovely mare, I saw her from early in the week. I saw her on Sunday, and she really looked well. She didn't look her age at all. She's in foal to Dubawi, which is obviously very attractive. She's a Group 2 winner herself, and she has some very nice progeny to run for her. So I think she's good value, and I think there's a lot to happen in her family. She'll stay here. We board our mares at Watership Down in the UK and at Kiltynan Stud in Ireland, which are sister studs, both owned by the Lloyd Webbers. And I think it's not a bad place to be sending to Dubawi. They have a pretty good record with them there.
Sold and sold at 300,000.
Thank you, sir. 300,000 buys.